If a parent of a basketball player came to you and said, "Hey, my kid's in middle school, they're pretty decent. They want to play varsity basketball and would love to have a chance at playing in college. What should we do?" How do you advise that parent? Is it AAU? Is it private lessons? Are they still playing multiple sports? But like, how would you advise that parent to lead their kid?
Yeah, Jonathan, my answer is a little skewed by my own experience, right? Like I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we would go and we play at the YMCA or at the park, and some of those experiences were unbelievably valuable for me because if you weren't any good, you wouldn't get picked up, and if you lost a game, you'd have to sit for 45 minutes to get in the next one. So it motivated you or incentivized you to go work on your game just to get out on the court. And so I think competition's always healthy. Nowadays, everyone has a trainer. They got a certain skill specialist or a weight shrink coach, that performance coach that can help them. And I think all those things can supplement what your goals are. But I would never, ever, ever recommend taking the fun out of what they do. So whatever makes them light up, like where they can't wait to get there, or they don't want to leave. I'd say like that's the desire of their heart. Like let them do it. And even if that's playing another sport, like those are such life shaping years, formative years in their upbringing. Like let them experience it. But I'd also say like competition is really healthy. Now, some of the stuff is maniacal, the AAU stuff, and you got 3 games a day. Like I got a strong opinion on that. But if you choose wisely and you're with the right coach or program, typically you'll know what kind of experience your child is having.
How many of your guys on your team right now played multiple sports when they were kids? Do you know?
Uh, I mean, by the time they get to high school, they probably are specializing. I think a couple of them played baseball. It's rare now that you find a football and a basketball player that ends up playing college basketball. Typically, those guys will play football. They're only playing basketball to stay in shape, or they're extremely talented athletes. I'd say the 15 on our roster, no more than 2 or 3.
Gotcha. So by high school, it's usually that's when the shift is having to be made to if we're going to go somewhere, we probably got to specialize a little bit.
Yeah, JC, I think just because of the competition for a scholarship, if you're going to play Division I basketball, and we've had the good fortune to have a little bit of success, like it's really hard to get on the court. Like our freshmen got here this summer, and all of them are either all state or all this and that. And the summer is always a rude awakening for them because like, whoa, man, I didn't know these guys are that good. But I just think if you're going to play at this level, you probably need to dedicate yourself to some kind of daily improvement because it's so competitive.
The funny thing you say about that with the summer, I have a friend who her daughter is in 6th grade, and we had middle school soccer workouts over the summer. And so her daughter, who has only played recreation soccer, wanting to try out for the soccer team in middle school, went to the summer workouts. And she said she came home from one of them and she was a little upset because one of the 8th graders yelled at her to mark somebody. And she'd never been around that type of competition where the other players, and so like every step up is like from 5th grade to 6th grade going into middle school, from 8th grade to 9th grade going into high school. And then as you're talking like these all-state guys coming into Division I, like you realize, and it gets back to the whole identity piece, you realize someone is better than me.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
if my identity is in how good I am, I'm never going to be satisfied because there's always someone coming up that is better than me.
Jonathan, that's why I think it's great to seek out competition, like going to the park or like if you have a 4th and 5th grader, let them play against 6, 7, 8th graders, like because they get a chance to practice failure and how they respond to it. I always think competition's healthy because there's a humbling in it that is usually natural. Those older athletes are just probably a little more developed, and it's good for them to experience and go through that.